Welcome to sportsbookreview.com. I'm Flash, and we're going Serie A, Italian football. It's probably the most entertaining league in the world. Catenaccio is a thing of the past. Goals galore and half-time draw, then many goals in the second half. Now, if you like this video, then please subscribe, press the button and ring the bell. You ring the bell, then we can notify you and you'll never miss any content again. Also, there's a link in the description. If you press that, you can go over and have a good read from our writers on all of our soccer pages. And also, if you have a little gander around, there's plenty other sports from plenty other writers. Now, what a weekend of Serie A action. It was absolutely out of this world. Goals galore. Only one side let me down, and that was Roma getting beat 2-0 at Milan. I've got Tancredi and I've got Alex. Gentlemen, how are we? I'll come to you first, Tancredi.
Mamma mia, I think that the number of goals scored were for sure more than the hair on the top of your head, but almost more than the hair on top of my head. Not more than the hair on my face, but that is absolutely impossible. Just imagine, guys, so 40 goals scored in the last round. 40 out of 10 games. The average of 4 goals per game. It's a crazy one if you think that the all-time record is 48. But the thing is that we had 40 goals scored in this one, 32 goals scored in the previous one. Now, Liga is going between 18 and 26 goals scored per round. Premier League is shifting more or less the same, if I'm not mistaken, between 20 and 24. I'm feeling that this episode is going towards hugging, embracing, and over 2.5, over 1.5, both teams to score everywhere, just everywhere. I'm sensing that.
Yeah, thanks for mentioning the amount of hairs I've got on my head, Tancredi. That puts me in a great mood. Alex, I tell you what puts me in a great mood, seeing so many goals and teams that you weren't expecting to get so many goals, just throwing caution to the wind. I mean, that's a solo game, 0-0 at half-time. Ends with 6 second-half goals. Who caught your eye? Because we need some to tell and some to fade.
Yeah, talking about hair, I don't think that it's very important how long is your hair, since you're giving good tips and we are making profit. So we are all good with that. If Bundesliga finished, and that one is also another very entertaining league with lots of goals, we have Serie A with Catenaccio, as you mentioned. Left, I don't know, 10 years ago, there is no Catenaccio anymore, but you can also tell that technology makes the defenders a little bit scared to put the good foot, you know, where it needs, because after that we have the VAR, after that it's a penalty, and so on. I think that technology helps us, and to see many goals. We saw many penalties. We saw also 3 red cards. Yeah, very disappointing from AC Roma. I think that Milan deserved that win. AC Roma failed to appear in that match. Who else? Juventus, okay, they were 1 man up, nothing in the first half, everything in the second half. I had a lean Juventus and under 3.5, and in the last 10 minutes they scored 2 goals, but it was normal because they went all in with 1 man extra. Torino, very disappointing. I thought that they will win at least 1 point from Cagliari. Who else? Atalanta, obviously, all day, every day, I can take them to score goals. Also very nice to see Napoli being in top form right now. Also great to see Inter coming back from one goal down. But again, what a poor performance in the first half from Inter. Parma should have gone 2-0 up, if you ask me, easily. But yeah, this is what we are here for, to prepare for another round, midweek and weekend. So 2 rounds this weekend. We are filming this on Monday and on Friday. And yes, we are prepared for another kind of profitable week.
Okay, Tan, is there a little bit of caution now that sides playing 3 games in like 6 or 7 days, we're going to be seeing fatigue, because I saw it in the Roma performance. I saw it in Inter's performance first half, and it's not just creating the chances, it's actually taking them. I was quite impressed with Parma, to be honest. I thought that they showed good spirit, they showed good pace. There's a couple of sides out there that I think that we're going to get good value on.
Look, now this factor will start to have an impact, because so far it was like the beginning of the season. If you make your mind up about the first 2-3 fixtures of any league, you most of all the time see the value respected. The strong teams are winning, the surprise are producing entertainment. You see most of all the time the things going as expected, the first 2-3 rounds. Now it's starting to catching on the muscles, on the legs, the commitment. Not only yesterday, when Milan-Roma had the kickoff at 5:15 Italian time, there were 40 degrees in Italy. Now, San Siro can give you a good shadow, but it's still 40 degrees, and you have to play Milan-Roma, not the Makita Cup between Arsenal and Sampdoria of your time, if you remember. These are all factors that now will start to catch up. You mentioned Roma, very good, it is true. In case of Inter, I don't know. I think in that case was probably more the fallout of the disappointment of letting the league slipping away after drawing with Sassuolo. Everybody knew that Parma was going to play in that way, counter-attack, fast one with Gervinho and Kulusevski, and once again Inter fell in their net. But again, now there is also one thing. If you think about when you were playing Flash, if you had a disappointment in one, okay, are you set up on that time? Think when you had a disappointing game, okay? You had a disappointing game. You had time to think about that, to recover from that, to train in the week, and then to get back. Now, maybe sometimes you had a midweek fixture, FA Cup, League Cup, whatever, but that wasn't the normality. Now, you don't have anymore the time to make up from disappointment. Every 2-3 days you are playing. So if you are not ready enough to react like Inter against Sassuolo for that disappointment, then you are basically rubbishing the following 2 games because you are still in that negative mood. So now we are seeing those extra factors that will only be and only in this season.
Yeah, I think the big thing is, though, with the advantage of having a game so quickly going rat-a-tat-tat, is that you haven't got time to think about the negatives or the positives. You're straight back in. And sometimes when you do get beat, you're desperate for that game to come. And sometimes if it's a week away, then you've got time to like go a bit mad in your own head. But anyway, let's crack on, because I've got a little special selection. It's going to be maybe 8, maybe even all 10 put together in an accumulator, all the same bet, and let's see how we go for a bit of fun. Now, Torino plus 340, draw plus 295, Lazio minus 114. Blind man says Lazio win, Tan.
Look, probably yes, even though they were overly underperforming against Fiorentina, and that is a surprise. So something new maybe is happening. Lazio not being so efficient as we were expecting. Anyway, it's not like Torino are, we say in Italy, playing champagne football. Not at all. So maybe for how much underperforming can be Lazio, anyway, could be enough for Torino. I would say a draw in the first half with Torino that will try to be boring and try to get some points because they have lost badly against Cagliari, and then Lazio winning in the second half. So combo, draw half time, Lazio full time.
Okay, Alex, draw half time, Lazio full time. That'll be decent odds. Do I see it over 1.5 goals?
Hopefully from Lazio, you will see over 1.5 goals. They must come to show us that it was not a mistake what happens till lockdown. Yes, they underperformed. Yes, they were a little bit lucky against Fiorentina. Like Tan said, Torino will play this game for 1 point. They are still missing Zaza. They will be only with Belotti, their key player, who scored 2 goals in his last 2 matches. So everything on the break on Belotti there. I see Korea playing together with Immobile there in the attack of Lazio in the first 11 again to replace Caicedo. I think that that will do a good duo. I think that Korea is a talented player and is very good there to open some spaces in Torino's defense. I think that we should see something from Lazio in this one, really. I think that till now, okay, let's say that 3-2 defeat against Atalanta, nobody expected when they went 2-0 up. Although they played against Atalanta, and you know that Atalanta will never stop hitting you. Against Fiorentina, again, a little bit lucky, but it's the third match, okay? It's the third match. We have to see something from them. They had the time to come together again since the return of the league. So yes, I think that this is what I'm going for. Torino all the way at 1.86 in European odds to beat Torino. Sorry, Lazio all the way to beat Torino at 1.86.
Okay, just don't complicate it. Go for the away win. All right, well, I'm going to go for over 1.5 goals in the game, but I'm also going to do that in probably 8 or 9 of the 10 games and just stick them in a fun accumulator. So I'm looking for where you think that the over 1.5 won't hit. So if you're at home, also make sure that you get your pen and paper ready and keep ticking off these games. The next one I've got over 1.5 as well. We've got Genoa at plus 600, draw plus 375, and Juve at minus 200. Tan?
Look, normally I wouldn't say just plainly Juve to win away because it's too easy. But I checked the odds. Obviously, odds are shifting a long time and from bookmaker to bookmaker. But I checked the odds, and to be honest, they weren't that low on Juventus to win away. I was surprised, to be honest, because there shouldn't be no contest. It's not like Juventus, don't be misled by the results. It's true they scored 6 and conceded none against Bologna and Lecce, but against Bologna it was a punch-to-punch game. I don't know if I can say like that. But against Lecce was different, was strange. They were leveled until the minus 50, even if Lecce was minus one man down after 25 minutes. But not only, because you would have expected Lecce to be under siege and Juventus just shooting until they found the net. It was not at all like that. Lecce had some clear chances to score. Juventus in any way didn't have, I would say, the territorial possession. Until Dybala didn't play his magic again, the game was in no way on the side of Juventus. Now, considering that Genoa got some desperate feeling because now they are fighting even with Sampdoria for the relegation zone, so it's a city rivalry, then I would say that it's not going to be easy, but I would say Juventus to win. Now, the odds on Juventus to win are not low, so I'd say Juventus to win. If you anyway find it low, I suggest draw with Juventus minus 1 goal. So basically, Juventus to win with 1 goal advantage.
Okay, and you could do a parlay, Alex, with Lazio and Juve. That pays quite nice.
Lazio and Juve, yeah. I would avoid putting Lazio in a parlay, to be honest. I would put Juventus in a parlay, yes, because the odds are for a parlay at 1.45, 1.5, depending on what bookie you are using to bet on. But yeah, I have also a nice parlay bet at the end of the show, free team parlay with Juventus being part of it. But for this match, I think yes, I think that the Juve should win. Cristiano Ronaldo is very poor in the first two matches. Okay, he scored the penalty. Penalty, anyone can score. If you put me, maybe I will score 8 from 10 penalties in one match. If I'm not under pressure and if I'm with also 3 beers drinked, I think that I will even score 9 from 10. But it's not about me here. It's about Juventus. I don't think that they will sleep here against Genoa. I think that they will win, and the single bet for this match is Juve and over 1.5 goals in the match at 1.7. I think that they can easily score 2 goals on their own, because because Genoa will, as Dan said, they are fighting to avoid relegation, and they will not stay to defend. They will try to pull off the upset. Lecce was the kind of parking the bus for Juventus, and they struggled to find spaces. And as Stan said, if Dybala didn't put that ball exactly like he took it with the hand and put it there, maybe the match was going. Also Juventus was winning the match, but harder than expected. So I'm expecting another tough match for Juventus, but with them winning and over 1.5 goals at 1.7.
Okay, now let's go on to Bologna at plus 120, the draw plus 261, and Cagliari at plus 253, Tan.
Look, have you ever been to Sardinia, Flash?
No, I'd love to go.
No. Yeah, you should. And when will you be there? Well, you can say that about any place in Italy, but the Sardinian lunches are amazing. They have this thing called porceddu that is like cooking a full pig for all the. It's unbelievable. It's filling you in every way. Why am I saying this? Because Cagliari got now a very filled stomach. They won at SPAL. They won largely against Torino. So I feel that now they will have to take a little breath. They will take it, and probably Bologna will enjoy this little breath. Also because Bologna got this fighting spirit that we saw against Sampdoria, and that should have deserved more against Juventus. So I believe that they will make it, and I go with a easy Bologna to win. Just that, because again, the odds on Bologna to win, they aren't that low, even if it is an easy pick. When I saw that, I said, it's good enough. Just don't I'm not going to be Claudio Ranieri, the tinkerer. I'm not just going to think where to pick. Just Bologna to win, it's easy and good as it is.
It's massive. It's plus 120. That is absolutely right in our ballpark. Alex, are you in agreement as well at plus 120?
Yeah, I think that Bologna has the first chance here, but I think that Cagliari will find the back of the net, so I will not even complicate myself. I will go with both teams to score at 1.73, and I don't care who wins this match. Of course, I want Bologna to win for Tan to have another winning bet here.
Okay, on next, we're going to go Inter minus 550, draw plus 670, and Brescia at plus 1900. And we've lost Alex because there's big storms in Romania. So it'll just be myself and Tancredi. Tan, Inter win, but how do we get the value?
With a bit of storm of goals and a bit of more of confidence on Inter, which I know that has been missing. They lacked massively confidence against Parma. All in all, they've been able to turn around things in the game, which is, anyway, something telling what is the level of Inter. Now, Brescia is one of those that have surprised the most, because, to be honest, no one was believing in them. Plus, they still miss Balotelli, the team that was off for the rest of the season. Now, since yesterday, he's back on training after being negative to the second coronavirus test. But anyway, it won't be part of this game yet. But anyway, Brescia show that they can put up a fight everywhere. Diego Lopez, their manager that was at Cagliari, always been solid. Just the material, it is what it is. Anyway, Inter show that they can make in some way the weight of their cannons. So in the end, I think it will happen. So I would say Inter to win, but also both teams to score, because one way or another, Inter is always conceding something, maybe because of relaxing. Anyway, conceding something. I saw that both teams to score in this game is pretty high. And all in all, if I'm not mistaken, it's already 9 games in a row that Inter are conceding goals.
Okay, I like that, because I like Inter and over 1.5 goals in the game. So move on. Fiorentina at plus 105. Good performance for the majority against Lazio at the weekend. Draw plus 282. And Sassuolo, back-to-back games with 3 goals at plus 277.
Again, yes, indeed. 2 goals one against Atalanta, then 3 goals. Now 3 goals. It's 7 goals in 3 games for Sassuolo. It's not little. Always been a guarantee about ability to score. Ribéry is in. He scored a magnificent goal against Lazio. One of those that you score, or if you are in a great shape and you have talent like you are a Ribéry, or if you are playing PlayStation. There wasn't any cable connected at Stadio Olimpico, so it was everything on the merit and credit of Ribéry. Fiorentina should have deserved to get much more. They were harshly damaged by the refereeing against Lazio. I believe they will get that much this time around. Mind, they haven't won so far because they drew against Brescia and they have lost against Lazio. I believe they will win, but with Sassuolo is always a guarantee. You will see plenty of goals. So as it in this moment is missing Alex, I'll take his special, Fiorentina to win and both teams to score.
Yeah, the old Alex classic. I like Fiorentina to win and over 1.5 or just over 1.5. And remember, we're going to stick that in a massive accumulator. Now then, Lecce plus 200, draw plus 256, Sampdoria at plus 240. This was the game that I thought might not have over 1.5 goals in it.
The thing is that with Lecce, you can be sure that they will never speculate. The Liverani, the manager, the former Lazio captain, is never betraying his philosophy. They were attacking against the Juventus, even if they were 1 man down after 25 minutes. They conceded 4 against Milan, they conceded 4 against Juventus, and often, those goals came in a situation in which Lecce was unbalanced. Now, you would expect that they would concede a goal because they were under siege and it was just boom, boom, shooting coming from every side. Instead, just because they were trying to attack. Now, considering that they are suffering and they need points to not slip behind in relegation, considering that Sampdoria also lost against Inter, Roma, and Bologna at home, now this is a game of desperation, which is even made more desperate by the fact that it's a direct clash, because there is only, if I'm not mistaken, 1 point difference between Lecce and Sampdoria for that last spot to be relegated. So I see a corrida, I see a bullfight, and I see things happening. So I go with over 2.5 goals. Sorry.
You're going to go over 2.5. Okay, it gives me some food for thought. Okay, now SPAL at plus 475, draw plus 300, and Milan at minus 143. This was the other game I was questioning, thinking Milan might win 1-0.
That's a good point. In this, I go with you. I don't know if it will be 1-0, but those two are two of the less entertaining teams. SPAL is fighting, but they really don't have much quality up front. Milan understood that the only way for them to get something from this season is to close the door behind and being balanced. They showed that in Coppa Italia against Juventus, was a 0-0 in spite of being 10 men after 15 minutes. They won 4-1 at Lecce, it's true, But as I said, because of the attitude of Lecce, and 2-0 against Roma in an extremely boring game. But as I mentioned before, it's because there were 40 degrees in Milan. So I do expect a fight. I do expect it will be hard to see some entertainment. I see the confidence that is really spreading around for Milan. So I see them to win in the second half. So I would say draw half time and Milan to win full time.
So there's two different bets there. I mean, we think it'd be very tight in the first half. You just not go, listen, it's been quite a good ploy so far in all the leagues across Europe. If you just go with draw half time, you're going to be massively up, especially obviously in the Premier League as well. So yeah, I'm going to leave that one out of my over 1.5. Listen, I hope that you're right though. Draw half time, Milan full time, or you just don't complicate it and go for Milan to win and put it in maybe with Juve and maybe Inter and over 1.5. Now Verona minus 105, draw plus 241, Parma plus 330. I think Parma don't get beat.
It's possible, but there is some disappointment on the grass there, because Verona should have win against Sassuolo. They went out with 1 point. Against Napoli, they deserved much more than a defeat. Parma, no need to mention that. So, I feel like, considering that they don't have exactly any pressure of them, because they are fighting for an Europa League spot, but now for the first time in the season, Milan took the edge of 3 points for that last Europa League spot. So I feel like they feel that getting only 1 point won't really help their cause. So they will play the game. And if they will play their game, I say both teams to score.
Yeah, I just really like Parma double chance. I mean, I just feel I was happy with the way they played. I thought that they showed good energy. They showed good togetherness. They obviously have two different ways of playing. They can play you on the break. They can hit the ball up front with the big lad to hold it up. I thought they were well organised and they were very unlucky. Listen, both sides, it could have been 5-4 to be fair. But I just think Parma at these prices, I think they get something out of the game. So I'm going to go Parma double chance. Now,
Look, Flash, I don't go for that bet, but to give a hint, maybe I will try maybe from the next round. But if someone wants to risk the over 1.5 goals in the second half, that could be good, because Parma and Verona games, they are always gifting so far plenty of that.
Yeah, and they have good energy. I agree. Tan, I like that. Over 1.5 goals second half. I think that's another ploy that's been very good in Serie A so far. So yeah, I like that. As long as they're Parma goals. Okay, now, Atalanta at plus 108, draw plus 278, Napoli plus 271. I think I'm going to get me over 1.5 goals in this game, Tan.
At least, yes, at least. This is the game of the round, obviously. It's the 4th against the 6th, but if we look at the performances, is the team most in shape, Atalanta, that was already the most in shape when the season was halted with Lazio, and the most confident one, because Napoli first got a result in playing very defensive. Now things are growing. They didn't play defensively against SPAL. They came out from their defense against Verona. The more points you get, the more confident you feel. Gattuso knows that in Bergamo it will be a different story compared to the ones where he played so far, because Atalanta got a super pace. We don't have Alex at the moment here to tell us how good Atalanta is. But the thing is that it isn't really possible to speculate. It's not like Juventus, you can close behind, waiting for them to peter out, because you know that they will never get the needed tempo to get in. So that's why I'm saying that one way or another, Napoli will be compelled to play. And I think they will enjoy this feeling of seeing who is the better, you know? So I would say with all these things, to just go with an easy over 2.5 goals. But again, even here could be tickling if someone is curious enough, the over 1.5 goals in second half.
Yeah, I like it. And the other thing is with Atlanta, it's just a given. Over 2.5 goals. Most of the games are over 3.5 as well. The only thing is, will Napoli just try and maybe keep the game tight with a little bit of fear, or will they just throw caution to the wind and have a go?
Yeah, they will. The thing is that I don't think that with Atalanta they can. With Juventus they could, because we know that Juventus' issue is that they can never shift gears along the game. If they start good, they continue good. If they start badly, they find goals, but they don't really accelerate. And if they find a smart, a clever team in front of them, they are entrapped. With Atalanta, I don't believe you can last 90 minutes in that way. Napoli will try to go in that way, but will not last for 90 minutes engaging them.
Okay, well, the last game is Roma at -188, draw +330, and Udinese at +600. Udinese must have their tails up, even though they got beat. They went down fighting.
They did even more than people would expect, honestly, because Atalanta pulled out some couple of fantastic goals from Muriel that just established, imagine Flash, he just established the all-time record in Serie A for most goals scored in a single season from a single player coming from the bench. 8 goals scored by Muriel coming from the bench. So, for example, this could be a good hint for someone that is looking anytime scorer, and in Muriel is not starting, and he got so high odds. But anyway, Udinese were able to find the net. They don't really play, they don't really catch the eye when they play. And they will have the Paul back. And Roma is so shaky in defense. So they conceded 3 goals in these 2 games against Sampdoria and Milan. This is unbelievable, I think it's a little record. Each of the 3 goals came from a back pass, from a wrong back pass that just activated the opponent goal. It's almost a record. There is a problem with Roma. There is a clear problem. This youngster, Roger Ibanez, is not focused enough still for this. Udinese will be tight, but most of all, they both are disappointed by the fact that they got 2 little points in the last round, 0 points. So I believe this will push for desperation from both. Roma obviously got more quality, but with that shaky defense, I feel more safe to go simply on both teams to score.
Both teams to score, that's all right though, because I'm going with obviously the over 1.5 in that massive parlay. Now, obviously, I'm going to get Alex to give out all his selections, write them down, and just below this video, if you have a look in the chat, Alex's selections will be there. So before I say goodbye to Tan, remember, please, if you enjoy this video, then subscribe, press the button, ring the bell. Ring the bell means that we will let you know, we will notify you, and you will never miss any content again. And also, you press the link in the description, that will take you over to the articles where on all of our soccer pages, and also there'll be other writers on other articles of other sports. You'll have a great time over there. And remember, thumbs up for Tan holding the fort, because Alex is obviously in the middle of a storm in Romania and he's struggling, but he will put all his selections in here. Tan, we'll see you again this week because we've got back-to-back cards. Who would be your favourite 2 bets before you go?
You mean of all the 10 we have mentioned?
Yeah, who's your favourites?
I would say, yeah, the one that is... Okay, look, I would say the SPAL Milan draw half-time, Milan to win full-time.
Okay, or draw at half-time, there's good.
Yeah. Odds are high. The way they play show that it can be possible. So I will go with that. Just imagine, Flash, if after all our chatting, if Alex, just with his bet slip written under us, will do better than us both. We will be wiped away from the SBR production. Just like that. Just...
The big thing is, though, Tan,
Done.
it's a team game. It's a team game. So if he gets them all right and we get them all wrong, we just say, what a brilliant week we had.
Bravo, bravo, bravo. Let's believe that. Bravo.
Exactly. We'll always find a win. Don't worry about that. Tan, I'll see you again at the end of the week. You take care. Enjoy the games.
Cheers. Grazie, guys.
Hey, that's Tancredi Palmieri taking us through Serie A on his own because obviously Alex is having problems with a storm. And we'll be back again. Maybe I think it's Thursday or Friday. Today's Monday. Enjoy all the games. We want goals and we want to be over 1.5 in the majority of them. You take care.